All right, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Michael Johnson. I'm a racing driver, coach. In this channel, we are dedicated to helping drivers get on track. We're gonna go over some safety gear and some of the other important items you'll wanna bring with you for your first day on track. All right, so an important bit of track day kit right here. We've got our front tow hook. This is going to be our factory mounting point. Most cars actually do come with a tow hook, but you want to make sure you pull that out of the trunk and have that actually ready to go in case you do need it. Now, there is a saying that if you have it mounted up, you'll never need it. But the day you forget to put it in is the day that you're going to need it. So make sure you have that tow hook mounted up before you're ready to head on track. So, all right, we're down here. We've got the front left on the GT3 RS. Having a look at the tires gives you a good idea how the alignment is on your car. Very important as we head out on track to have proper alignment, meaning that all of your tires are facing in the correct direction down to the millimeter. And now it doesn't matter as much when we're going at low speeds, but once you head out on track, having everything facing the correct direction, the right setup for your car is going to be very important for the stability and predictability of your car at high speeds on track. All right, so a couple of important tools that we might want to bring with us to the track. First, torque wrench. Great for making sure you check your wheel lugs, not only before your session, but also after the session. Once everything heats up, gets hot, great idea to make sure you have the perfect torque. Make sure we're keeping the wheels on the car, very important. Secondly, we want to bring a tire pressure gauge with us as well to the track. We don't talk about this as much in road driving. You're going to set your tire pressures for the road simply to help the car efficiently roll down the highway. But now that we're heading to the track, we want to be able to get a lot better grip out of the tires. So we're going to traditionally, in most cases, drop the tire pressure from that normal road going pressure. I recommend checking with the manufacturers, checking with some of the other track day drivers for recommendations on the correct tire pressures. We'll typically lower those pressures as we head on track, and then we'll check them again once we come off track. We'll check our cold and our hot pressures to see what they've expanded, what they've blown up to after your session. That way the car has good grip and it keeps you safe and stable on track. All right, so one of the really important pieces to heading on track is making sure the brakes are going to be working properly. And an oftentimes overlooked piece of that is making sure that you've got fresh brake fluid in the car. Not only fresh brake fluid, but high temp brake fluid as well. We're going to be using the brakes really hard on track, and we want to be sure that no matter what we throw at them, they're able to keep up lap after lap. So you just check in here. And this car happens to be topped off with some clean brake fluid. It's ready to go, ready to head out on track. All right, so a lot of drivers, when they head on track, they're going to go to their first track day with their OEM seats and the normal 3-point seat belt that you'd get on your normal road car. But one of the things that you could consider is getting a bucket seat. Now, what a bucket seat's going to do, just like this one, and this is actually the factory GT3 RS bucket seat, but you see here on each side there's some great bolstering, and what that bolstering does is it wraps around a driver's hips, around their torso, and it holds the driver in place. So when you go through those high-speed corners, you experience those high G-forces, that seat's going to hold you right in place. In addition to that, working in concert with that bucket seat, you see these straps, these seat belts, coming over the driver's shoulders, over the hips, and even a submarine belt. So those 5-point harnesses, that's going to take the next step to really holding you in place, make sure you're nice, comfortable, and safe in the car as well. So when you head out on track, most of the track day organizers are going to require you have some numbers on the car. That way they can pick you out from the crowd and talk to their other corner workers in case they need to radio in about something so they know which car, which number to be looking for. Now, this is a really cool magnetic number panel which works great on most cars. The GT3 RS has aluminum doors, so you're going to have to use some kind of adhesive tape. This one's not going to work on this car. So you can put those here on the doors or also on that rear window. It's a great place for it. And again, that way those track day organizers can identify you on track. So in addition to getting the car set up for track, we're going to need to get some safety gear to head out there as well. So the first thing that all of the track day organizers are going to require, a track helmet just like this one. Now, big range in terms of cost for what you can spend on a helmet, and that has a lot to do with the material that the helmet's being made out of. We want to make sure that we're getting a Snell certified helmet and check with your track day organizers on what they require for that. But based on if you're getting a Kevlar helmet or a carbon fiber helmet, you'll see a huge swing in the price. In addition to that, I would highly recommend heading to a local safety equipment provider so you can try on the helmets. Certainly there's different suppliers online, but you want to make sure you get one that's going to fit you properly. So really important to get one that you can go ahead and try on. So working alongside your helmet, we've got this next bit of kit right here. This is a helmet restraint system. There's a couple different styles of these, and they're becoming more and more popular. Effectively, what it's going to do for you with this particular setup, you're going to have those belts going over your shoulders, and then these are going to tether to your helmet. That way, in the situation of a frontal impact, a front incident, that's going to keep your helmet, your head tied to the belt system so everything doesn't continue to go forward, and I'll let you use your imagination for that. Now there are other types of systems. One that looks like a backpack, it secures the helmet effectively to your chest. So depending on if you've got the 3-point harness or the 6-point racing harness, you can decide which one of these restraint systems works best for you. So next up here, very rarely chatted about, but extremely important. Now, not going to be required by your track day organizers, but if you look at these shoes, this is like a proper racing boot, very, very thin sole here. And this is going to be important because it's going to give you a great feel, great dexterity on that gas and brake, even the clutch pedal as well. So that's going to work a lot better than having big clunky sneakers, because then it's harder to feel the car, harder to feel those pedals. Now, lastly over here, we've got our gloves. Again, not required, but if you decide to wear gloves, these in particular have a really nice sticky feel to it, have a great control of the steering wheel, great control of the car, and really make it just feel an extension to your body. So thank you for being here with us today. Hopefully this gave you a new perspective, some new ideas on how you can be set up for your first day on track. I'd like to thank Mike for hosting us at Evasive Motorsports for this beautiful facility, and also for you guys for tuning in. Our next episodes, we're going to be getting ready to head on track. Your car's set up, you're set up, and now we're going to start getting into some coaching tips, hints, and advice for your first day on track.